I know we've all done this. We do motions in karate and martial arts that look like this, which are ridiculous. Because if I throw a circular technique and he's throwing a punch, by the time I get there, he's going to take my head off. When you throw these, they come point to point. They come straight. They don't come around. But when people do them in forms, they envision them as blocks, and they're really not. So what you got to understand is, like, circles are meant to move people. So as he grabs me, and I create a circle, I can move him on. I start to move his body. So every time he grabs me, ideally I'm making a circle. So, and this circle happens not just from your hand. As I come up, watch my body. See, I'm gonna make it big so you see it. Hopefully as you get better with it, it'll be smaller. But it's very hard to hold on to somebody once you get this whole mass involved. So as I get the mass and I make these circles, see it, right? Then you start to move people. A lot of times when you see joint locking principles, that's where they come from, right? You got to create those circles to set them up. So when I'm being grabbed, ideally, I make circles. Now here's where people lose this, is they make circles outside of their core. So what they do is they try to move and then they get outside of themselves. The strength of the body is here. And ideally, as you move, your arms should move with your core and your center. Everything is a unit as it moves together. It's relaxed, it's not tense, but it should move together. So everything moves. So if I take my arms, I see new people do this a lot. They try to push out to make a circle and they go like this, but they've lost their center. If I get inside my center and I use everything together, things get very nice. Right? See, I'm in the center of my mass, and that's where the strength is. So, same thing with him. When I grab him, a lot of times what I want to do is create circles. So if I can create circles, right, he moves differently. It's harder for him to resist a circle than it is a straight line. So I'll show this to you without pain. Like, a lot of times people move because they hurt. But watch, if I take this and I create a circle, watch, I'll make see him bend? And I'm not creating pain at the wrist, I'm just connecting all the joints together. If I'm going this way, it's the same thing, watch, as I circle. See how like I create these nice circles. So you learn to circle into your work. The circles have to come from your feet and your hips and your whole body. When you start out at the beginning, you want to make them big. All right? As you get better, they should be short. Everything you do with these circles, watch. Circle. It's like a circle. Right? Everything is a circle. See how I circle it? I didn't just pull back. I circled and circled and circled. When you do all this work, if you're being grabbed, if he's being grabbed, if you make circles, and you learn to circle people properly, life gets very easy. But again, besides this one more time, if you don't connect to yourself, you're going to have problems. So what I would recommend, if he grabs, how you start learning this, is always do it wrong first. Like, I'm going to have him tense really hard, and I'm going to just use my arm. And you should do that to feel the struggle, so that you understand, hey, that's wrong. Because the body learns from feeling that's wrong. So then I have grab hard, and watch. I'm just going to circle. I'm going to circle. Now, if you look, you see how like I'm connected to my center, and I'm going to circle. So as I connect to my center, I come around, and everything rotates. See how everything's rotating in the body? Then I center, and then I move it. So how you practice this at first is don't get into the big stuff yet. Just start with the simple things. Try and see how you can take his mass. Again, this isn't a fight. I understand people aren't going to hold on and sit there and fight with you like this. But it's a drill. I mean, how do you learn if you don't play with this? So start playing with the circles. See where you can find them. Right? See how you can tie him up. See how you can escape. I'm going to tell you, the hardest part I had with this when I first learned this was I wanted to do this with my upper body and not with my legs. If you connect your legs to this, this is so much easier. If you connect your core, your center, you know, it's so much easier. Don't get in the habit of tensing those legs up and then trying to push with your arms. Just feel, right? Watch, I'm gonna circle my fingers. See, like, as I circle in, I like, watch this, see this going like this? See how, like, because we move together, essentially. What happens is if I go into his strength and we push against each other, I'm fighting against him. But once I move to a position where he doesn't have structural support, if he's still trying to hold on and I'm turning him, we are going to turn as a unit, which is what you're trying to get him to do. Now, one of two things is going to happen. He's going to hold on for dear life, and I'm going to chuck him. Or I'm going to get him to a bad position. He's going to know he's going to let go. And that's okay, because here comes the next one, and the next one. And that's okay, too. So, remember, all these things that you learned throughout all of your training, I hope, right? Whatever they are, or however they circle and however they come into things and whatever they do, you have to remember that they connect to your center. You don't want to fight through him. This is a hard thing to teach people. What happens is if I push and he fights, I'm resisting. What you have to do is slowly find the place where you just walk through him where he doesn't have strength. It's not a magic trick. It's not like I'm using chi and I'm going through his mind. It's just the human body can only resist on so many points. If he's pushing with a fist really hard and I'm resisting this, right? Resist. Like, he can fight me all day, but the minute I go like that, he can't. Why? Because his whole mind is going this direction. If I change the direction, he can't do anything about it. Unless you adjust, obviously, but hopefully you're quick enough to take advantage of that. So it's the same thing. If he grabs me, I really don't want to fight against him at his point of support where he feels strong. Because if he tenses and pushes, like, I have to work here. But if I just slowly feel how, right there, now I put him in a position where he just doesn't structurally feel good. And that's how you find circles. When you find circles, you don't grab her. You don't try and muscle through them. What you do is you take your time, relax your body, and then try and feel where there's like, you'll feel the pressure come off. And when you feel the pressure come off, then you go through the pressure. That's all it is. So whenever you feel pressure, like, okay, this is wrong, this is wrong. Okay, look, I'm going to relax. Now we're going to go somewhere else. Now look, right there. See how, like, he doesn't have any support there. So remember to use these, right? Take your time. Feel the pressure. When you hit a dead spot, go around the dead spot. That's why the circles are there. And then use your core and your body together, and this will work very nicely. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hit that notify button for more videos. And thanks for everything you guys do to help this channel grow.